Good evening, friends. Thank you, C.A. Ranjit sir. Thank you, Devan sir. Thank you, Mr. Das. And all the students present here. मैं अपना स्पीच हिंदी, इंग्लिश और बंगाली में मिक्स करके बोलूँगा to make it more effective. So, as on the 1st of July, our Honorable Prime Minister said, वही को सही करने वाले मेरे दोस्तों, no matters who you become, the prefix CA will always become a major part of your identity. So, मैं आज यहाँ स्टेज पे एक संस्मरण पुरुष बन के अपने जीवन की गाथा सुनाने नहीं आया हूं। मैंने ये किया, मेरे जेब में 50 रुपये नहीं थे, मैंने 1800 की नौकरी की। Who is interested in listening all this? I don't want to bore you. Are you guys interested in listening to my story, or you want to know the mantra of success? Come on, tell me. Both. Good. So today we start with success mantra, and then we go on the boring story of how I became what I am today. So before I begin my journey, I want to connect the audience with me with a small story. मेरा ऐसा मानना है, इंडिया में 1 करोड़ से 10 करोड़ कमाना बहुत मुश्किल है, बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल है। पर 10 करोड़ से 100 करोड़ की जर्नी उतनी मुश्किल नहीं है। It's not because of percentage terms I'm talking. What you need is कुछ बैंकर्स के जान पहचान होनी चाहिए, उनके शौक के बारे में पता होना चाहिए। वो बैंकॉक जाना पसंद करते हैं, हरिद्वार जाना पसंद करते हैं, या हांगकांग जाना पसंद करते हैं। 200 करोड़ की जर्नी के आने के बाद उस इंसान का मर्सिडीज से लेकर, घर से लेकर हर चीज इंस्टॉलमेंट में होती है, सिवाय बीवी को छोड़ के। तो दोस्तों, इस जर्नी के बारे में मैं आपसे कुछ पर्सनल लाइफ शेयर कर रहा हूं यहीं पे। जब वो इंसान सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है तो दुर्गा पूजा कमेटी से लेकर कानपुर में उसकी चाची के पोते का ट्रीटमेंट की जवाबदारी भी उसके ऊपर आ जाती है। कभी वो एम्प्लॉयज बोनस के लिए झिझकता रहता है, कभी वो एम्प्लॉयज के इंक्रीमेंट्स के लिए, कभी गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज को लेकर। और इन सारे स्ट्रेस में एक दिन उसे पता चलता है कि उसकी 4 नलियां ब्लॉक हो गई है और वो गैस का पेन नहीं है। डॉक्टर बोलता है आप जला तला कम खाइए, थोड़ा स्ट्रेस कम लीजिए। और उसी वक्त उसके बच्चे, ये मेरी अपनी कहानी है, लंदन, न्यूयॉर्क में पढ़ रहे होते हैं और वो डॉलर को उसी तरह खर्चा करते हैं जिस तरह हम रुपीस को खर्चा करते हैं। आज सक्सेसफुल होने के लिए हमें 2 MBA चाहिए जो पीपीटी अच्छा बनाते हैं। और आपको मालूम है शायद, मेरा एक लड़का IIM अहमदाबाद से है, मेरी लड़की ISB हैदराबाद, नहीं बोल सकता तो बहुत पीटी की मुझे। सो अच्छी पीपीटी मेरे घर में बन जाती है तो पैसे कमा लेता है। जब इंसान सक्सेसफुल हो जाता है, 40-42 की उम्र में पहुंचता है, तो उस समय उसे वैदांतिक बातें करने में मजा आने लगता है। वो पतंजलि में बिलीव करने लगता है, चाउमीन के फायदे बताने लगता है, ऑर्गेनिक फूड की बातें करने लगता है, और वो बोलने लगता है कि हमारी जिंदगी में तो अब सब कुछ हो गया है। सो दोस्तों, मैं आपको ऐसे किसी भी बातों से गुमराह नहीं करता। वो जो कहते हैं कि decide your own career before somebody else hires you and make his dream fulfilled। झूठ बोलते हैं। मैंने अपना कैरियर 18 साल बाद शुरू किया, बिकॉज एक बेसिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है आपकी फैमिली की आपके ऊपर। प्लीज fulfill the dreams of your parents before you take ventures and decisions and risk taking in your life। ये ज्ञान की बातें किताबों में बहुत अच्छी लगती हैं, बट एक परिवार की जिम्मेवारी का निभाने वाले सिर्फ आप हैं और ये काम सिर्फ आपको करना है। आज मैं अपनी जिंदगी के कुछ पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस आपसे शेयर करूंगा। ऑल दोज यंग पीपल सिटिंग हियर हु आर अंडर 25 एंड who are the future of India tomorrow, I just want to tell you that you are not the ordinary human beings. You are not going to be lost as statistical data where when you are born, when you existed, and when you departed is not known. I am not an extraordinary man. I am just like you. The only difference between me and somebody is my potentials have manifested and your potentials might not have or yet to manifest. So do believe in yourself. And when you leave this chamber today, when you leave this hall today, you might have entered as an ordinary man, but you must take a decision that I'll come back on this stage 3 years or 5 years down the line, and I'll create a space for myself in the society, and I will become the someone before I enter this world again. Vedas have one mantra for everyone: lift yourself so that you can lift others. You can clap, I have 2 minutes more. You are human being, the greatest creation of God. You have to just believe in yourself. You have to just see the invisible. If you start seeing the invisible, trust me friends, life becomes very easy. ये ज्ञान की बातें मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ। रिसेंटली नवंबर में मैंने वॉलीबॉल की टीम अखवाई। वॉलीबॉल, आधे लोगों ने मुझे पागल बोला, आधे लोगों ने मुझे पागल बोला। I took that as a compliment because you never know. लेकिन मैं एक बात को बिलीव करता था, चैंपियंस आर नॉट बॉर्न, चैंपियंस आर मेड। इफ आई कैन डू इट, व्हाई कांट यू डू इट? बट ऐसा नहीं है इस हॉल से निकले और एक वॉलीबॉल टीम खरीदी, स्टैब्लिश हो जाओ, एक सेविंग कर लो, बिकॉज कैश फंड करना पड़ता है ना, तो उसके लिए प्रोविजन होना चाहिए। वंस यू हैव दैट प्रोविजन फॉर कैश बर्न, आई थिंक यू कैन टेक एनी चैलेंज इन योर लाइफ। डिसीजन मेकिंग इज नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट, बट वी हैव मेड इट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड। आई पर्सनली बिलीव इफ 3 decisions taken by you are correct out of 10, you are one of the most successful decision makers of this world. Take my words. Decision making is a highway, express highway. If you make one mistake, 3 kilometers down, there is another cut, and you can take that cut and come back to correction path. So do not hesitate in taking decisions. The day you stop taking decisions, everything will come to a halt. That's very, very important. Second thing I want to say, certain speeches are born out of certain lives, and certain lives are born out of certain speeches. So your life should be structured from here and after what you feel about the world. and then you should make your life accordingly. Look, I personally believe that when you want to improve, yeah, please, इसको बता दें तो अच्छा रहेगा. See, I personally believe that communication is a big art. Vocabulary is a very big art in making you successful. In today's generations, we use the word F and all those words very often, and we feel that it is very good thing. But Swami Vivekananda never used these words to bring the youth to him. Everything which comes out of your body stinks. Your sweat, your fringes, your blood, everything. But you can make your words sweet which are coming out of your mouth. Never make others feel small in front of you. If you can develop this habit alone, it will take you a very, very long way in your life. Because one who is a good listener and one who do not criticize people, who always supports people or who appreciates people is liked by everyone. Today is the greatest day of my life because I passed out in the year 1986. And first few years of my life I was doing service, then I started my career as an entrepreneur and everything. So I could not give my time, my energy, my contribution to my own society, my own chartered accountants. And trust me guys, I have been awarded so many awards in recent 2 months. But standing on this platform today is giving me highest respect in my own eyes, and it is giving me highest satisfaction because today I am back to my own community. वो गाना है ना, घर आया परदेसी. आज की ये फीलिंग्स को मैं बता नहीं सकता. आज के मेरे नौजवान दोस्तों को मैं एक शिक्षा देना चाहूँगा. मैं, जैसा कि मैंने कहा, मैं 2 MBA का पापा भी हूँ. मैं खुद एक चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हूँ. आज ये पवन पाटुरिया जो आपके सामने खड़ा है, जो सक्सेसफुल आदमी है, it is mainly because he was a chartered accountant. Trust me guys. हमें लगता है कि हमें कुछ नहीं आता, पर जब हम कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में जाते हैं, हमें लगता है यार यहां से तो हम सोचना शुरू करते हैं जहां ये खत्म करते हैं. मैं दुनिया के 180 कंट्री में ट्रेवल किया हूं. एंड ट्रस्ट मी गाइस, most of the places when I was going with my honor also, and when the people used to meet me, they used to say, "Hello, Mr. Goenka, how are you?" Then, to save the respect of my boss, I used to tell them, "I am his secretary, Mr. Patolia. I am not Goenka." So you can well imagine, friends, a chartered accountant, they are the rarest of rare. Perhaps today you do not understand the power of being a chartered accountant. इस साल ये सिर्फ 12,499 चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट बने हैं, जबकि इससे 20 गुना ज्यादा MBA बन जाते हैं इस देश में हर साल. हम वो रेयरेस्ट कम्युनिटी है, और आज हमारे पास जो पावर है वो शायद किसी के पास नहीं. मैं एक छोटे से मंत्र से चालू करूंगा कि 90% ऑफ द कम्युनिकेशन वी स्पीक is wasted in preparing a mind to accept it, and 10% is what we communicate. Now you may not agree. I give an example. Your friends bought a bicycle or a bike. You go to your dad You tell him, Dad, I want to buy a bike. Will he give you one? He will not. Because that mind is not prepared. You have not prepared him for that. And you make an opinion about your father that my father is having so much of money as if he doesn't want to spend on me. No. The farmer says that the soil which is prepared for fertilization and for the growth, you don't need to prepare it further and plant the trees there. Even if you throw the seeds there, they will grow into plants. So what my opinion is, to become an effective communicator, what you need is, you have to prepare the mind before you do. And that is why, you see, before these people, when they come to sell you, when you go to sell anything extraordinary to a market which is not ready for it, it becomes a failure. So what I suggest is, in communications, there are 4 C's which you must be knowing. That is concise, that is eye contact, that is clarity, and that is clarity, concise, eye contact, and it should relate to some context, and it should vouch for something. Like diamonds, you have 4 C's, clarity, correct, and all. So no communication is effective unless you have an eye-to-eye contact. And what I personally believe, that while you communicate, from today you should develop a habit of 5-to-1. When somebody asks you good thing, reply in 5 sentences. How are you? I am top of the world, feeling very nice. A Sunday morning, I had a good time. When somebody asks you have a headache, and somebody asks you how are you, 1 sentence, headache. Do not discuss headache to such an extent that he gets a headache. What is important is, even Lord Krishna, he knew this mantra. He was preparing the soil. So for first few hours, he was teaching, he was convincing Arjuna to accept, to fight, and अपना क्षत्रिय धर्म को निभाए. He was preparing him. He was preparing the soil. अगर कृष्ण ने बोल दिया होता, उठाओ हथियार, मारो सामने, सभी अर्जुन हथियार उठाता नहीं. लेकिन कृष्ण चालाक थे, उन्हें मालूम था, seeds never grow on an unprepared soil. अर्जुन को मुझे तैयार करना पड़ेगा मेंटली, बिफोर उसको वो चाणक्य बुद्धि दूं कि क्षत्रिय धर्म निभाओ, धनुष को उठाओ. तो अगर भगवान कृष्ण ये फॉलो कर रहे हैं, तो हमें भी इसे फॉलो करना सोचना चाहिए. नंबर 2, just remember, 10% of our communication goes actual communication. 90% time we spend to prepare the mind to accept the communication. Now I have one more thing. In today's world, how you pick up your sentences, that is very, very important. Today, the time we spend on television media and of late on social media, if 5% of it we can spend on ourselves, we read the books about those successful people, and if it is not written in our languages, we can transcribe it into our own languages. And if we use these languages, our vocabulary power will increase to a lot. If somebody asks you, how are you feeling? And you say, on top of the world, it shows full of energy. But when you say, how are you pulling on? It shows full negative energy. So what I want is that whenever we take this, we should always think of positive energy. I give you one story. I started learning the game of chess from a good friend of mine. We name it X. So for first 20 games, I was losing Every game, X was winner. But from 21st game, I won. 22nd, I won. 23rd, I won. And I decided I will play 41 games with him because he has won for 20 games. Sooner or later, I realized that now, every time I was losing to X, my game was improving. But every time I was winning, my ego was becoming bigger. So the message I want to give you guys is, if you want to grow in life, keep the companies of those people you look at. That will always give you inspiration to become big. And if you want your ego to grow, what you have to do is very simple. Keep the companies of those people who keep inspiring you every day, so you feel, yes, I'm a big man. I personally believe that we should always look up to those people who can inspire us to achieve bigger things in life. When we started our career, that time, Doordarshan was playing just one channel. Today, you are into social media world. The highest jump of revenue, even of IPL, started in the era of social world, social media. So you guys are superpower of this country. And I believe success will come to you guys much faster than the time it had taken for us to become successful. You just have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that hard work, passion is the key to success. If you are not passionate, if you are not hard, you can reach to the top, but you will never stay there. You have to be passionate. You have to be very, very hard. Now, coming to my journey, I started a very humble career. In the year 1986, when I passed out chartered accountancy, prior to that, I was new to this city. I was only born here. And then I did my schooling from Assam, and then I went to Pune for my higher career. I was so determined in my life that after doing CA, I did MCom because I wanted to become a professor. But then my Mamaji said one day, "Tu master banega." And I swear, it hit my heart. I wanted to become a professor, and he said, "Tu master banega." And I left Bombay and came to Calcutta. Here I started on a humble salary of 1,800 rupees. Guys, this is hard fact. Even my mother used to say, कि यार सर्वेंट की भी सैलरी 1,400 रुपये है पर मंथ, और तू चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है. For 6 years, I was on that salary. In 2 years, I became CEO. I was associated with plywood industry, which was one of the highest paying industry at that time. And people drawing salary 5 lakhs to 7 lakhs were reporting me, but my salary was 1,800 to 2,100, 2,400 and 2,700. But I knew that he is only seeing my patience, because if people who are reporting to me and virtually I am sitting on the chair of honor, success will come to me. 5 years below the line, he called me. He asked me, "Let us settle your salary." He set some amount for year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. And I said, "No sir, thank you, I'm happy with 2,200 rupees because you are negotiating. I don't like it." And then he gave what I wanted. From there, I was with him till 1996. Then suddenly one day, one case was filed in public interest, and all 30,000 factories in Assam and all the mining activities were closed at the time on 12th of December 1996. I, being a good consultant, a good asset to the company, I went to my employer and told him, "Harakiri kar lo sir. It is the best time, you should do harakiri." Harakiri, many of you may not be knowing, when a Japanese wants to do a suicide, he takes a sword and put his in belly, that's called harakiri. So I said, लेकिन बॉस सेंटिमेंटल थे, उन्होंने खर्चे चालू रखे, शायद सुप्रीम कोर्ट खोल दे, and he busted. When he was busting, he had a couple of factories where liabilities were more. So he requested me, Pawan, if you can take this factory at 1 rupee, I'll be more than glad. By that time, I had enough savings, I could take this decision. And thereafter, luck favored me. Success is like an accident if you describe in one word. If it has to happen, it can happen in first year or second year of career, but sometimes 30 years passes and you do not see success. I was lucky enough that for me, the success came in the first year. By second year, my company was debt free. And that was the mantra of my success because I kept my company debt free. I believe in the rule of compounding, the eighth wonder of the world. Today, if I say, at once upon a time, when the rate of interest in this world was 16 to 80%, money was multiplying at 4 times, 4 years double. And even if I take a multiplying factor of 14%, money was multiplying at 5 years. So guys, go home and try this out. 1,000 rupees becomes 10,24,000 in 50 years. But the same 1,000 rupees becomes 100 crores in 100 years. Now, story I have told on many platforms, and people take it away and they curse their grandparents and parents कि उन्होंने 1,000 रुपये रख दिया होता तो हमको 100 करोड़ मिलते. But you can carry the story from here. अगर तुमने 10,24,000 रखे होते तो शायद तुम्हारे जन्म में 100 करोड़ मिल जाते. मैंने 10,24,000 से चालू किया, फिर 20 लाख, फिर 40 लाख, फिर 1,80, और मुझे लगा 30 साल में तो मैं 100 करोड़ हो ही जाएंगे, और हो गए, और मैं सक्सेसफुल हो गया. तो बहुत छोटा सा मंत्र है यार, द लॉ ऑफ कंपाउंडिंग. एट सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम मैं आपको आज यहां फक्र से बोलता हूं. वाई आई से वॉट एवर आई एम बिकॉज ऑफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी. आपने हमेशा सुना होगा वारेन बुफे का IRR is 26%. Today I say proudly on this stage, for 18 years my IRR was 28%. अगर मैं CA ना होता तो ये बातें समझ ही नहीं पाता. कोई पहले हंसता है, कोई बाद में हंसता है, हंसते सब है. जो शुरू में हंसते हैं उनकी लाइफ थोड़ी स्ट्रगलफुल ज़्यादा रहती है. जो शुरू में 50 का 30, 20, 50 रेशियो फॉलो कर लेते हैं कि मेरा 30% EMI होगा, 20% घर खर्चा होगा, 50% बचत होगी, उनकी लाइफ 10 साल में सेट हो जाती है. और जो प्लास्टिक कार्ड को यूज करते वक्त सोचते नहीं हैं, वो फिर 3% इंटरेस्ट देते रहते हैं और रोज लोगों की गालियां सुनते हैं. सो मेरी एक एडवाइस है मेरे यंग जनरेशन के सारे स्टूडेंट्स से कि जिंदगी को अगर कामयाब बनाना है तो हैबिट ऑफ सेविंग शुड बी इनकल्टिवेटेड फ्रॉम डे वन. दैट इज योर बिगेस्ट ओन पावर. मेक योरसेल्फ डेट फ्री एट ऑल पार्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट सक्सेस. मुझे मेरे पास काफ़ी हाई लिमिट्स थे CC अकाउंट में, मैं कभी उनको यूज़ नहीं करता था. एक बार बैंक के चेयरमैन ने मुझे बुलाया, बोला पटोरिया साहब आप इतने पैसे CC में लेते हो कभी यूज़ नहीं करते हो. मैं डरा नहीं, मैंने सामने से उसे बोला सर चिंता क्यों करते हो, जिस दिन डूबूंगा सबसे पहले CC का पैसे यूज करूंगा. Because my internal saving has given me that much of power that even if it withdraws that limit at that point of time, I knew it will not make any difference to my professional or business career. What I am trying to establish here is not that I was arrogant. I was a confident man who could handle this very easily. And that confidence comes from your internal power, that internal power comes from your own savings. Do not keep an eye on your parents' inheritance. That is your good luck. You are capable enough to generate your own avenues. और जहां तक सवाल है किसी भी चीज में सक्सेसफुल होने का, मेरा अपना एक मंत्र है जिस मंत्र को मैं बहुत रिलीजियसली फॉलो करता हूं कि टू डू एनी आउटराइजियस थिंग इन द वर्ल्ड यू नीड टू बी पैशनेट अबाउट इट एंड यू नीड टू बी मैड अबाउट इट. सो आई से विथ ऑल पैशन एंड मैडनेस that I am mad about volleyball, and I'm standing on this platform. I'm telling you, sir, that in 2 years, this game will be an alternate game to this world. People ask me, how do you face the challenge with IPL or cricket? I really wonder, what is the logic of these questions? Because IPL is a game of cricket. PBL is a game of volleyball. You are comparing an apple with an orange, and there is no point comparing an apple with orange. So, the thing is, today, many of people started believing in volleyball, and if all of us start believing in something, the day is not very far away when we can create a complete ecological system for our next generation. मेरी जनरेशन का तो फ्यूचर मैंने सेट कर रखा है, एमबीएस है, लेकिन इस व्हाट इज द बेसिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ अ बिजनेसमैन, ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योर इज वॉट एवर यू टेक फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी, यू मस्ट रिटर्न समथिंग टू द सोसाइटी बिफोर यू रिटायर. सो दिस इज माई एंडेवर. बिकॉज क्रिकेट में घुसना बहुत मुश्किल है, उनको रेडीमेड प्लेयर्स चाहिए और हम ग्रास रूट लेवल पे तैयारी करेंगे. बट मेरा ये आपसे वादा है कि आने वाले साल में मुझे कई पटोरियाज दिखेंगे, कई सक्सेसफुल एंटरप्रेन्योर दिखेंगे, बिकॉज आज की जनरेशन की जो थॉट प्रोसेस है वो सबसे अलग है. एंड ऑलवेज बिलीव दैट MBA may be getting a bigger salary than you at the start of that career, because they are prepared from beginning the qualities they need to have to get a higher amount of salary. But जैसा कि अनिल सिंह ने भी कहा था, I totally endorse his views that CA जिस मट्टी से बनाया जाता है, जो 3 साल में जो घसाई होती है, और जिस लेवल की हम पढ़ाई करते हैं, आप ईच स्पीयर ऑफ लाइफ में आपको लगेगा, हाँ यार मैंने ये पढ़ा था, द डिसीजन टू कंटिन्यू और रिप्लेस जेड मैक्स, यू नो, आई कीप डूइंग दिस, हाउ टू मैक्सिमाइज द प्रॉफिट्स, एंड हाउ डू यू टेक अ डिसीजन ऑफ रिप्लेसिंग और डूइंग दिस थिंग which is the bottleneck, and these decisions, standard costing, you know, we have successfully implemented the full standard costing in our organization, that these are controllable and these are non-controllables. So you know that you have to throw your energy only on those factors which are controllable, like idle time, like other factors. It's not important to throw time waste on those parts which are not in your hand. If machinery breakdown is the cause of lower production, efficiency variance is lower, we have to emphasize more on that rather than price variance, which is totally not in our hand. So a nail will go inside only and only if you hit hard and hard on the head. Beating on all the points and calling your managers and asking him nonsense questions will only kill the time and will not yield any results. If you really want results in shortest possible time, you should know where the problem is, and as a CA student, you know it all. It's only you have to practice. Now, before I end, I would like to say a couple of more things which are very, very important. The belief you hold at the beginning of a journey defines the journey. This is very, very important sentence. You must remember it. The belief you hold at the beginning of any journey will only decide the journey. So never feel that होगा या नहीं होगा. You should be head high. फिर देखना पूरी कायनात लग जाएगी उसको सक्सेस करने में. और जैसा कि now what are the key takings from my speech? इतना लंबा चौड़ा बोला, कुछ की पॉइंट्स तो होने चाहिए. The first and the foremost key take from my speech is family comes first, then the career. If you are able to take care of your family, you can put in more energy on your career. I give you an example here. Every time you eat food, we, including me, I do not look up and say the lady, thank you, the food is good. It is only the dog when he do pedicuring, he does not move his head this side or that side. Now you can say that my mother makes always good food, so what is the new in it? My answer to you is, if one day salt is not there, will you cry or not? Hey mama, salt is not there. Or in some family, hey papa, salt is not there. I repeat once again, I think the guys who didn't get the joke. So, when the salt is less, do you shout or not? In some families, hey mama, the salt is not there. Aaj khana kaisa banaya? And some family, hey papa, salt is not there. When it is not hot, do you shout or not? When it is not of your liking, do you shout or not? When you shout, every time it is criticism. And if you take it as your right to shout, please accept your responsibility to appreciate every time it is good. You go to a hotel, after the food is over, you ask all the chef. Chef will come wearing an all protection gear around him. That sir, we have to follow international standards, so we cannot cope up with the local taste and the Indian taste. But if you tell himself the food was awesome, trust me, he will get a heart attack. And 5 minutes later, the waiter will come to you. This has been sent by the chef as a compliment.